does Reggie Miller have a cheesy enough poster when he was playing? And I see the Reggie Miller Boom poster. This was 1995. It's just not cheesy enough, as Reg joins us now. Reg, you needed to cheese it up.
You got to go back a little bit. I want the Danettes. Polly, look up right now. I did a milk commercial in my spot-built shoes, I believe my rookie year. That was cheesy and would make that wall. 1987-88, I believe, Polly. It was a milk commercial poster, full length, with my shorty shorts and my high socks, I believe, and my spot-built shoes when spot-built was still relevant. I don't even think they make shoes anymore. But look that up and tell me if that's cheesy enough for the wall.
All right. Paulie's going to look for that. We were talking about great scores, the great scores of all time, and depending on which conference. Now, Don McClain is the all-time leading scorer in the Pac-12, right? So,
correct.
Yeah. Were you close?
And at UCLA.
Okay.
Which says a lot.
Yeah. Well, if you're the all-time Pac-12 scorer, you're going to be the number one scorer at UCLA.
True, but think about some of the great players that have come out of UCLA, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Alcindor played 3 years.
Correct.
Yeah, or he'd be the all-time leading scorer.
And remember, freshmen weren't eligible to play when they were freshmen.
Yeah.
There was a freshman team, so he played.
How was Tyler Hansbrough the all-time leading scorer in the ACC history?
Played 4 years.
I know, but you would think guys who played 3 years or guys who did play 4 years would have scored more than Tyler Hansbrough.
Not necessarily. I mean, when you think of the ACC, you would think, oh, my goodness, easy, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan only played 3 years. And
he wasn't a great scorer.
He wasn't a great scorer.
Yeah.
People would think James Worthy or J.J. Redick. J.J. Redick's up there, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
he's up there.
Yeah, I think he's where is Redick on that all-time scoring list? I think he's second to Tyler Hansbrough. Who's the best scorer you ever faced in college?
In college, it would probably be Walter Berry from St. John's.
The truth.
Yeah, they had Mark, Walter Berry, Chris Mullen. They were stacked. Coach Lou from St. John's. You can see why the rivalry between them and Georgetown was relevant. They were stacked, but the truth, Walter Berry would give you numbers. Numbers.
Paulie, did you find the picture of Reg?
It is as non-threatening as any basketball poster has ever been. It's Reggie in short shorts, medium-length socks, drinking a quart of milk.
God.
Is that cheesy enough or not?
It's going to make it.
Yeah, we got to.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
But you don't look threatening at all.
Don't I look like I'm 13 years old?
Yes.
Come on, man. I mean, couldn't they put some facial hair on me or something? I look like I swear I have not even reached puberty yet in that poster.
They should have photoshopped some muscles in there, Reg.
Come on, man. Look, I look like a string bean. That is so sad. How did the Pacers ever draft me? Seriously, looking at that, when I look back on that, I'm like, are you serious? I played 18 years in the association. That's a sad picture. It really is.
If I was just going on looks and I profiled you, I'm thinking that guy may not last rookie camp.
No. I'm surprised to this day. I was petrified coming into training camp. Number one, I was a late signee, so I didn't get to start training camp with everyone else. I was about 9 to 10 days late.
Ooh.
I'm coming with Chuck Person, Steve Stepanovich, Wayman Tisdale, Vern Fleming, John Long. I mean, these guys, veterans, established, and here I come, 165 pounds, from the West Coast, which everyone thought basketball was soft on the West Coast. And I'm going to Indiana, and I'm late to training camp. And Dr. Jack Ramsay, God rest his soul, the Hall of Fame coach, the prerequisite is everyone had to do a mile, and it was under a certain time. Guards had to do it under a certain time, forwards and centers. And that was my whole thing. I wanted to win the guard challenge of all, even though I was going to be late, I was going to win because that's one thing I knew I could do. I could run the mile. I was going to beat the time. and Lord and behold, Vern Fleming ran circles around me in that damn mile. It was a bumpy start, but thank God those guys, they accepted me and my quirks, and the rest is history.
Reggie will be on the call with Kevin Harlan. It'll be this Thursday night. He's got the Bucks and the Warriors. That'll be
a good one.
That'll be 10:30 Eastern on TNT. The player on the floor that you would like to have, no matter what the price, for the next 5 years in the Bucks-Warriors game would be?
For the next 5 years, I mean, look, the easy call would be Antetokounmpo because he's younger than Steph and KD, but it wouldn't be by a lot. I just don't think we've seen players, and we're going to do on this Thursday a boxing analogy, like a boxing tell of the tape between Kevin Durant and Giannis, because we haven't seen two players at basically 7 feet, the wingspan, do the things that they're capable of doing, of controlling a game, the rebounds, the defense, the block shots, the length, one dribble from the three-point line, being able to finish. The only thing that's holding, to me, Giannis back from reaching KD's stature is KD is a lethal shooter. He is a born killer scorer. I think Giannis is evolving into that, but at this point, still in his career, I don't think he trusts his shot yet. It's coming under Coach Budenholzer and that system because they love to jack threes. I think he's becoming more comfortable with it, but I don't think he trusts it in a sense where when teams and defense sag off of him, he likes to make up the difference and try to get an easier shot as opposed to just settling for an 18 to 20 footer. He'll try to get a 13 to 15 footer because it's an easier shot for him.
Yeah, I agree. That's sort of holding him back, having that go-to shot, go-to jumper. He's usually trying to take it to the hoop.
But once he gets that, he may go down as the greatest. Listen to what I'm saying. If he ever got like a Jordan shot, because Jordan didn't have a great jump shot his rookie year, maybe his first 2 years. But when he did get that, he was unstoppable. Giannis will become unstoppable if he gets a consistent jump shot. There's no way you'll be able to stop this kid.
What about what about Ben Simmons? If Ben Simmons gets a jumper,
I would put him in that category as well. But Giannis is just freaky athletic. Ben doesn't have the athleticism. He's athletic, but he doesn't have that kind of athleticism.
Yeah,
where you could spin and throw him off balance and still finish. There's no one like Giannis. There's just no one like him. KD is closest, but KD can score, and he doesn't have the muscles. I mean, this dude looks like a Greek god.
No, he is Greek.
Like a Greek god.
He's a Greek freak.
He the Greek freak.
Yeah. Hey, something happened last night with the Denver game. Kyrie Irving was all upset that Jamal Murray was taking a three as time expired because he wanted to get to the 50-point mark. Kyrie grabs the ball, throws it into the stands. He has a problem with Jamal Murray after the game, basically saying, it's a punk move to do that. Your thoughts on Kyrie Irving being upset that Jamal Murray is trying to go for 50?
Well, my Uncle Drew castmate, he allowed me to be in his movie. I appreciate that, but weren't you upset when he got 46? Weren't you upset when he got 48? Weren't you upset when he got 40? This probably will be his career high of all time, 48. And I have no problem with him trying to go for 50. Why didn't you stop him when he got 38? Why didn't you try to stop him when he got 42? You can't be upset. I mean, you're getting paid. You should be embarrassed. If anything, she should be embarrassed that Jamal Murray dropped 48 on the league's best defense. The Celtics have the league's best defense.
Crazy.
Great team defense.
Yeah.
And you got scorched at home by 48. And then Jamal Murray's not a bad player, but 48, he's not worth 48. And I think that was more frustration. But I have no problem with the kid trying to get 50 because he'll probably never be in that situation ever again. So why not try to get it against the league's best defense?
The Golden State Warrior with the best chance of breaking Kobe Bryant's single-game record.
of 81.
Yeah.
That means they're going to have to play 4 quarters. And
Yeah, that's the problem. You got it.
That means it's going to have to be a close game.
Yeah.
I would probably say Steph because he'll get a high volume of threes and he can have one of those nights.
But how many could Clay? How many could Clay have had? But
Clay,
the other night, Reg, if it's he was in the zone, and let's say it's a close game. How many do you think Clay would have had the other night, given the way he was shooting? And he doesn't.
18.
How many?
18. He would have 18 threes probably, and probably would have finished with at least 70 points.
Because Kobe played 42 minutes that night against Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
That
close game. That benefits you. It's almost like Kobe kind of wanted to keep it a little bit close. He was saying that, no, I'm only playing. They were down. It was a comeback for the Lakers in that game. It wasn't like they were up, and it was almost like a comeback. So all 3 of them, Durant, Curry, Thompson, they all could probably go for 80, but they would have to play 4 quarters, which is highly unlikely given the scenario with all 3 of those guys. So I don't see any of them catching 81.
Magic Johnson gave Luke Walton the dreaded vote of confidence. Does Luke Walton last the season? Reggie Miller.
Yeah, he does. I think it would be premature. It was Magic and Pelinka that went to him before the season even started and said, "Don't worry about a slow start." So I don't know how they're reversing course now. We all knew that they were going to have these struggles. It doesn't bode well when you go into Portland and win a big game that you haven't won in 16 tries, and then come back the next night and get stomped at home with a Kawhi-less Toronto Raptors. That's not a good look if you're Luke Walton. But you've got to give him a leash and understand the struggles that's going to happen when you've got LeBron James and a bunch of young, hardworking guys, but they don't know how to win. So you're going to have your ebbs and flows, ups and downs.
Well, it takes time to learn how to coach LeBron and how to play with LeBron. And that's what I think the detriment of the Lakers is going to be when management, front office starts to get nervous and say, we got to make changes, or we got to keep up. We got to be a playoff team. We got to be a top 4 seed. This is a feeling out season and has to be viewed that way. And if it's not, I think you do something that you're going to regret.
I agree with everything you said. Number one, Laker fans, you're not going to be a top 4 seed this year. So allow the growth to happen. I would put the Lakers and Luke Walton maybe on the clock next year. How they finish this year, they've got to make the playoffs. I will say this. If they don't make the playoffs, I could see them making a change. But they should make the playoffs. And then whomever they bring in, because you have to bring in another free agent next summer, that's when the Lakers are on the clock. That's when you can't get off to slow starts. That's when the scrutiny for Magic, for Rob Pelinka, for Luke Walton, for LeBron James, to me, it all starts next season. This is supposed to be a feel-good. We got the biggest fish in free agency this past summer to go with these young guns. Let's see what happens. We should make the playoffs, and it'd be a win if we get to the second round. It'd be a win. It's a stretch, but it would be a win, and leave it at that. Now the clock starts ticking on whoever you can bring in to pair with LeBron and going forward. That's when everyone needs to start looking at being on the clock and looking like what's the next move.
Yeah, LeBron usually gets his guy. Magic didn't bring in Luke Walton, and it just feels like he might be the fall guy here. But I go back to when LeBron went to Miami, and people wondered if Erik Spoelstra was going to be able to keep that job. And remember that, LeBron doesn't respect Erik Spoelstra. And, Spoelstra is still coaching there. I don't know.
Guess what? You know why? Because you had strong management and Pat Riley. Pat Riley was running things. And trust me, Pat Riley was like, LeBron, you get along with Erik Spoelstra because he is our coach. He is not going anywhere. So you make it work. That vote of confidence wasn't given to David Blatt. And they moved on to Ty Lue. And they ended up winning the championship there.
Yeah, but is Magic going to do that to LeBron about Luke Walton?
I hope not. Because number one, Luke has proven himself. especially as a player. He won a few championships under Riley, and he won under Phil Jackson. And then as a coach, associate head coach with the Golden State Warriors. He should be given a long leash. He really should.
But if Pat Riley does this for Erik Spoelstra to LeBron, why doesn't Magic do this for Luke Walton to LeBron and say, hey, he's our guy? Maybe Magic needs to be told by LeBron, hey, he's our guy. Or, let's back off.
Who's to say that Magic has not given behind closed doors Luke Walton that long leash? Just because they met doesn't mean that it's the end of the rope for Luke Walton.
How does that get out? If there's two guys in the room, how's it get out, Reg?
I don't know.
And it got out for a reason.
Again, Luke should be given a longer leash than what he's given right now. Because no one is surprised by the Lakers' start and where they are right now. Look, they're only a game and a half out of the 8th spot. And what did I tell you? Everyone between 2 and 9 are going to beat one another up. There's only one outlier in this league, and especially in the Western Conference, and that's the Golden State Warriors. Though we did say, and I did say, the Denver Nuggets were the second best team at 9-1, and they're the only team to beat Golden State.
Yeah, I think they're a top 4 team in the West. Absolutely. I think Denver is, especially when you play there, as you well know, that's a great home court advantage to be playing in that altitude.
And we saw last night, everyone's saying the Celtics are the best team in the East, and Jamal Murray put up 48 on the best defensive team currently in the association.
Reg will be on the call with Kevin Harlan. That's Thursday night. It's Bucks Warriors. That'll be at 10:30 Eastern on TNT. Safe travels. We'll see you next week in Los Angeles.
I cannot wait. I am so excited to come in and hang with my dad and with you, Theodore.
That'll be
We're
great.
Have fun for that hour.
That'll be great. That'll be great. I'm bringing Draymond Green in, too.
Really?
No. I'm not going to do that. No.
Okay. All right.
Who would I bring in that you'd have a problem with?
I don't have a problem with anyone. I don't have a problem with anyone. I get along with everybody.
Okay. How about the old days?
Oh, okay. Then in my basketball, Reggie, we would have some problems.
Okay.
We'd have some problems.
All right. But we're not going to do that because it's a feel-good moment to have you in studio with us.
Kinder, gentler Reggie,
And it might be UCLA Day. I think Maurice Jones-Drew. So I could have, you at 6'7" and Mojo at 5'4".
That's stretching it to say he's 5'4". I'm only kidding.
People are going to go, Kevin Hart is in studio. Is that Muggsy Bogues?
Oh, my goodness.
Muggsy.
Well, I was only kidding.
Of course you were. All right, safe travels. Tell Harlan we said hello, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Theodore.
All
Thank you,
right.
Annette.
That's Reggie Aloysius Miller.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.